Okay, that's good enough for now. If you have any questions, please put it in the chat. I'm looking at the screen so I can see what you're saying. But yeah, I'm going to just talk about harmonizing a melody on the bass, because you can compose on the bass. And also, I like this stuff because it helps you come up with cool fills. Now, the video that I did before on this, the short video, I think I was talking about if you were playing on, let's say, a C major 7 chord, like this. This kind of sound. And I was saying, a fun exercise is you create a short melody that fits on that chord. So let's say I choose E minor pentatonic. So remember, we've got C major 7, and I'm going to make a melody using E minor pentatonic. Just that. Okay. You can hear that's a nice little melodic idea to play on a C major 7. And so now what I said was, we can think of ways to add harmony to this, as if we were composing or as if this was a choir. Okay, so you've got this. Something you can do is harmonize it using intervals. So let's say diatonic fifths. So I have this, and I'm going. So what I could do is, I could say, that's a nice way to harmonize it. So that's a beautiful harmony. So you see that melody note, the melody is at the top, and I'm just adding a fifth below. And that's a very cool sound. So if you think about it, okay, I used fifths below to harmonize this melody. I could choose any interval. I could say, what about thirds? So instead of this, I could say this. So we had this simple melody, and then I harmonized it with fifths. And now I'm saying I'm going to harmonize it with thirds. Okay, so now my groove becomes that. And that's a nice way to harmonize with thirds. What about sixths? Okay, so now this could become. Sixth is a very sweet sounding interval. Listen to that. So we went from this to this to this, and now you can hear sixths is like quite a melancholy sound. It's very beautiful. So now you can have. Now that becomes your fill or your bass line. Like, that's a cool sounding bass line. We could do it with a whole bunch of different intervals. That's one way to play your sixes. But you can also play like there, where you skip a string. It's the same interval, but it's a different way to play it. So some of you might prefer that shape of a sixth. Now, something cool to mention here is I'm harmonizing my melody with 2 notes. We could do it with 3 notes. So almost a triad, okay? Or 3 voices. Instead of thinking you're only going to harmonize with 1 interval below the melody, we could think of, we have 3 singers. Now we're going to harmonize the melody with 2 other notes. Okay, so instead of this, we did the sixes like this. I could play this. now I have a 3-note melody. I have 3 voices all at the same time with the melody note at the top. So remember, we started with this melody, and I said, let's harmonize with intervals below the melody, 5th, okay? I said 3rds, I said 6ths, and now I'm saying we're going to take a 3-note chord, like a triad, and now that's our melody. It's a beautiful sound. So now, as you can see, I'm making a bass line out of this exercise. The exercise was to create a very simple fill on a C major 7 chord. The next step was to add harmony using an interval from below, like a 3rd, a 5th, a 6th. And then now I've created harmony, like a triad, to harmonize the melody. And then I'm putting it in a bass line. There's nothing wrong with playing a bass line that instead of going like this, you go like this. Or it depends on the context of what you're playing. If you're playing with Taylor Swift, no, don't do that. But if you have like a trio, or you're playing a more kind of improvised music, or music that's a bit more harmonically dense, it's okay to do this stuff. It depends on who you're playing with, etc. I'm sure you all know that. So that was diatonic harmony. All the notes I was choosing were from the C Lydian mode. I didn't choose any notes from outside the key. Now, if you want to get into creating harmonized fills using notes from outside the key, you can take one chord type and harmonize every note with the same voicing. This is beautiful. So check it out. We go back to this. And before, like I said, I was using all diatonic notes. All notes from within C Lydian. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take one chord type from the key, like A minor 7, this voicing, and I'm going to harmonize every note in the melody with that voicing. And because there's a structure that's so consistent, anyone's ear will be able to grab onto it and accept it. So I'll show you what I mean. Check it out. Here's the melody again. Here's the first chord, harmonizing the first note of the melody, being diatonic. Now I take that voicing and I put it on every chord. It's an awesome sound. So what's cool is if you kind of resolve at the end there, you're going to get away with it even better. So I went from this and I resolved kind of to E minor 7. So now I have that melody. I'm harmonizing it with a minor 7 chord and then resolving to E minor 7. That's a chord from within the key. Okay. I can go a lot deeper than this. For instance, let's take F sus2 or 159, starting on F. You can see that our melody note is at the top. And now I'm going to harmonize the melody note with that same chord voicing. So okay, so I'm just showing you that any voicing you pick, you can put the melody note at the top and repeat the voicing, and everyone will just accept it because we love repetition, so it works. It's going to work better, like I said, if you resolve. So I resolve to my C major or to G. Okay. Anyways, I hope that was super helpful. Evan, any tips for minor 7 flat 5 fills? This is a beautiful question. Well, what I would say, something that is cool to try in a minor 7 flat 5. Let us say you have, let's go G minor 7 flat 5. This chord. So a lot of people, when they see minor 7 flat 5, they think of the Locrian mode. Okay. So when they see G minor 7 flat 5, they'll play G Locrian. Okay. Or I also think another thing people do is they think to themselves, oh, G minor 7 flat 5 is the 7 chord of A flat major. So I'll just play A flat major scale on G minor 7 flat 5. And yes, theoretically it works. So you can definitely do that. So someone plays G minor 7 flat 5 and you can say A flat major. But I think if you're seeing that chord, oftentimes in jazz and, you know, other improvised forms of music, that chord is better treated as chord 6 of melodic minor. Okay, so G minor 7 flat 5 is actually B flat melodic minor. It's a spicy sound, so check it out again. G minor 7 flat 5, I'm playing B flat melodic minor. Because G minor 7 flat 5 is chord 6 of B flat melodic minor. And what's quite cool to know is there's 2 minor 7 flat 5 chords a tone apart from each other in melodic minor harmony. So if you say to yourself G minor 7 flat 5 is chord 6 of B flat melodic minor, well, a tone above that is going to be A7 flat 5, A minor 7 flat 5. So you have these 2 minor 7 flat 5 chords a tone apart from each other. So again, you see G minor 7 flat 5 on the lead sheet or in the song, and you can think of B flat melodic minor. And once you do that, you can also understand, oh, I have all of this harmony available to me now from B flat melodic minor. You have E flat dominant 7, F dominant 7, G minor 7 flat 5, A minor 7 flat 5. Okay. So, woo, it's a lot of stuff, I know. Let me know if this is helpful or if you're just going, my God, I'm going to go lie in my bed and watch, you know, reruns of cartoons. Again, just to recap that and to go deeper. G minor 7 flat 5. I'm thinking of chord 6 of B flat melodic minor. And then once I do that, I know, ooh, that means I can use all the harmony from B flat melodic minor. And what's cool about that is you have 2 dominant 7 chords a tone apart and 2 minor 7 flat 5 chords a tone apart. So you can play these kind of I don't know what you want to call them, but I can play kind of dominant 7 into dominant 7 into minus 7 flat 5, minus 7 flat 5, go to my B flat melodic minor. So woof, I hope that's cool. It's a lot of stuff. But yeah, essentially the thought process there and the way you get there is understanding when you see a minus 7 flat 5 chord, it could be chord 6 of the melodic minor scale. Once you understand that, then you go, oh, I can use the melodic minor scale and all the arpeggios within that. You see, I'm walking. I'm kind of going through the arpeggios in B flat melodic minor. What is up? Good morning. Can you show how to use the whole half scale, especially on a dominant 7 chord, and how it relates to a diminished or half diminished scale? I don't really ever use that kind of stuff, so I can't really do that. Dominant 7 chord and diminished, we're getting into deep stuff here. F dominant, let's say we have F dominant 7. Okay. And I take the third of F dominant 7 as A. Okay. Now I'm going to play half whole diminished from here. You see this sound. And now because this scale is symmetrical, meaning that it is just a half step and a whole step, you can just run that on every single string and resolve, you see. So you have this, then you have half whole diminished here, play it off the third, and then just repeat it. That's one thing I like to do, and you can come up with sequences like that repeat. So I could do this. So it's in essentially, because it's so symmetrical, if you find one place where you can play it, you can play a phrase and then repeat it anywhere in the scale and resolve. That's one cool way to get into using that half whole diminished on dominant chords. But like I said, like this kind of sound is not my favorite sound. I don't play a lot of music where I would use that. So I think it's better if you ask, I'm sure there's people on YouTube that use that a lot more than me. I'm not like the biggest fan of this kind of sound, yeah. Okay, let me know if there's any more questions, because I started this off by just talking about harmonizing a melody with intervals and then chords and then non-diatonic chords, and I think there was a lot of nice stuff there, a lot of stuff to work on, but I'm happy to hang out if there's any questions that I can try to answer. Otherwise, I don't want to just sit here and talk trash and, you know, and make up stuff that is going to make everyone really bored. So if there's any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'm happy to go, because I'm here for you. So yeah. Melodic minor ideas over major chords. I mean, I would think that there are ways to do that. Like if you, let's say you have G major 7 and you're in the key of G major, it can be cool to treat your 2 chord Dorian as melodic minor, because There's only one note difference. So I kind of like, if I'm going to do that, if you're going to force me to do that, melodic minor ideas over major chords, that's not something that I do all the time or think about. But if I was going to answer that question, I would say, yeah, it's cool to think, okay, G major 7, mode 2 is Dorian. The only difference between Dorian and melodic minor is that melodic minor has that natural 7, so I can get away with that. You see, I can play G major 7, and I can play A melodic minor, and as long as I resolve like I did there, I can get away with that, which is cool. And of course, you can do that on a bunch of different places. You could, What are enclosures? That's a beautiful question. Shipwrecked. Enclosures are where you take generally diatonic notes and then you approach them chromatically. So as an example, let's say a B flat major 7. And the 7th is here, the A. And a very simple chromatic enclosure could be this. So all I did was I played a chromatic note below, chromatic note above, and then I resolved. What's important to note is the note from within the chord needs to fall on the beat. So I'm going like this. 1 and 2, you see. I'm making sure that the note A, the 7th of B flat major, is on the beat. That helps that chromatic enclosure resolve strong in terms of melodic idea and strong in terms of rhythmic idea. So yeah, you're going to have... And you could do that with every note in the chord. So B flat major 7, I could do this. Or. That would be an example of chromatic note below, chromatic note above. And then you can get more elaborate with it. So this is what a lot of the bebop guys are doing is, instead of just doing this, they might do this. You see, 2 chromatic notes below, 2 chromatic notes above. So that's something really good to practice. And then you can kind of, once you really can do that on every chord tone, then you can try add some more notes in between and improvise with that, and it's going to really start to sound like bebop vocabulary. I hope that makes sense. You just got to go really slow and be conscious of rhythm and melody working together. The chord tones, they need to fall on the beat. Otherwise, it sounds wrong. That's what people screw up. Because they just think, oh, I just add chromatic notes, and then that's cool. It's like, no, the chromatic notes need to lead you melodically, but also rhythmically to a chord tone on the downbeat. In one of your videos, you showed ascending thirds, diatonic, but in a horizontal fashion, thirds on one string, but I didn't quite get what you were doing. You seem to skip some steps. Oh, I think I know what you mean. So that was like, essentially, let's say you have A minor, okay? Let's say you have A Dorian. So A minor 7 chord. And then you're thinking of A Dorian. And you're thinking of an A minor 7 arpeggio. Okay? All I said was, there's these series of minor thirds. Check it out. So look, off the root, off the 5th, off the root, off the 5th. That could be one example. And what I was saying is, you can kind of add some music to that and you get these cool sounding fills. And all I'm doing is I'm playing a minor third, a minor third, a minor third, and a minor third. And you can kind of change it to like I could do that. You see what I did there was I'm playing minor thirds a fifth apart. All minor thirds though. You see, look. My left hand is always playing index to pinky on one string, the same amount of frets, a minor third interval, and I'm moving it through the scale. And when you kind of swap direction, go up and down, add some hammer-ons, you just get these very cool sounding fills. And then when you add your major thirds like there, you see? I'm kind of swapping between my diatonic major thirds on one string and my diatonic minor thirds on one string. You're going to get these very cool sounding fills, especially when you add the hammer-ons and the open strings. Let me know if that was what you were talking about. But yeah, you just, like everything, you got to go so slow, like sitting there and going, where are my minor thirds in A Dorian? And then what if I did that? Okay. So yeah. You go really slow with it so that your fingers understand. Okay, this is how I smoothly get from here to here. Oh, then here, you see. And then you see I kind of skip where I go backwards and forwards so that you're trying to disorientate someone. Because instead of, if you always just go like this, you see, if I just keep doing this is now sounds like an exercise. Whereas if I play, you can hear it's like, it sounds more like a melody, it sounds more like I'm really improvising because I am. So you have to really, so yeah. I am ascending a scale. I'm thinking of Dorian. Look, root, flat 3, 5, flat 7, 9, 11, 6 or 13, and the octave. But I'm just breaking it up because I'm not, I don't want to just ascend a scale like in order. I'm trying to get more of the intervals from the scales and modes because those are much more colorful than this. That's kind of, yeah, you're just going up and down a scale. So, yeah. Okay. What is up to anyone who's here? Let me know if you have any questions. I hope I'm making sense and not just talking trash. I know a lot of the concepts I talk about are kind of just fun to work on creatively. So yeah, would you unconsciously resolve a wrong you did not to intend to land on, not a wrong note per se? How would you unconsciously resolve a wrong note you did not intend to land on? A wrong note you did not intend. I mean, this is that thing, I suppose, that Victor Wooten talks about where you just got to, as fast as you can, realize it, slide to a right note. That's all. We all make mistakes. So, yes, if I'm playing like, and I want to do that, and instead I do that, I might just, you see, just quickly resolve it. Yeah. Okay, thanks. I guess that's when the art part of it comes in. Yes, exactly. Like, at some point within your practice, the exercises have to be turned into music by you. not by a book or PDF. Because how many books are there where they show you the major scale on the bass and they go like this? This is the major scale on the bass. And you know yourself that is not, it's like, I know that already, so now what? Okay, now you just make music with the major scale and you create things with the major scale and you make bass lines with the major scale and melodies with the major scale and learn every way to play the major scale that interests you, excites you. That's your job. So yeah. What is up to anyone who's here? I'm just here, I'm trying to help out, answer some questions. How can I practice my groove metronome in 2 and 4? I think it feels like you answered the question already, because you said metronome on 2 and 4. Just put it on really slow and play even a 2-note groove for like 20 minutes and don't stop. And try and make it exactly the same all the time. Don't think about fills and variations. Just play an extremely simple groove for 10-20 minutes and don't change it. Don't change dynamics. Don't change anything. So yeah. What I would say though, for anyone who's asking about like timing and metronome stuff, I would first learn to just play to a drum groove or a metronome that's on every single beat. Put the metronome on all 4 beats and make it groove before you go like, I'm going to put the metronome on the 9th triplet, or I'm going to put the metronome only on beat 3. First, just play like to a metronome on every beat and make that sound amazing. Because the reason why I say that is every single studio session I've ever done, when the metronome is on and counting you in, or it's on during your time recording, it's on every beat. No producer is testing your rhythm. None of them are like, I'm going to put the metronome on 2 and 4 just to see how good their rhythm is and make it harder for them. No, they'll put the metronome on every beat. So get good at playing with the metronome on every beat. That's cool. Some producers will even put the metronome on every 8th note if they think that's going to help and that's going to make the groove feel more like they want. None of them are going to try test your groove and see if you can play the metronome on the beat 3. So first, get really good at playing with the metronome on every beat. It's okay. That's how it works in the real world every time. Even when people play to tracks. Like, I don't know if you've ever watched, there's videos of like bass players or drummers that they show you what they're hearing on their in-ears during a gig. The metronome is literally going. It's never going 1 and 2 and 8 and 4, and 2 and 3 and 4. No one's trying to like screw anyone over like that. So yeah, anyways. Play along to a drum groove and play along to a metronome on every beat. Just simplify what you're playing. Cut it in half and play the same thing over and over and make it lock in and feel really good. So yeah. Okay, cool. It's been glorious hanging out. Let me know if there's any other questions you have that I can help with. Let me know if you have any ideas for videos you want me to make. Yesterday, some guy commented, he was like, this is not how bass players play and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, there's a million beginner videos on YouTube. Go watch those. I like making videos on concepts so people can get into more creative stuff and stuff that they might not have checked out in every book and every lesson and every course. That's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm just now getting into the melodic minor. Got any melodic minor licks, ideas you like, or what you would it over? I mean, I've made a lot of videos on that before on my channel. I made a video on melodic minor. If you search on my channel, there's a video where I go pretty deep into melodic minor, using melodic minor. So check that video out. Search for melodic minor on my channel, because I went pretty deep on using melodic minor there. But yeah, I'm not someone who uses melodic minor a lot. There's a lot of bass players, well, or especially, guitarists, keyboard players, saxophonists, that use melodic minor a lot more than me. That's not really a scale that I love to work on or play. But yeah, if you check my videos on my channel, there is like a video on melodic minor where I go through a whole lot of stuff. Glorious. Any other questions? If not, I'm going to upload this video to my channel because in the beginning of the video, I spoke a lot about harmonizing a melody, and then I got into some cool questions. Thank you to those of you who asked questions. So I will upload this video to my channel when I'm done here. So if you missed the first 20 minutes, it will be up here on my YouTube. Otherwise, you can check out my Patreon or check out my bass fundamentals course. Everything that I ever thought of or think of about bass is in those two places. So yeah. Otherwise, let me know if there's any last questions or anything else you want to ask about before I have to go post pedals at the post office. Let me know. All good, thank you. Unconventional chord shapes you like to play? I suppose this one. I really like this. C major 7 sharp 11 with a third of the bass. That's a nice one I like. Or I like, this is an insane one. G minor 7, add 9. That's a nice one. Tough for the fingers. Have you made a video about harmonics? No, I'm not like, I do use harmonics. But I mean, some people are like so amazing at that, so watch their videos. I'm not like a monster with harmonics. What are your compression settings? I put the attack on insanely slow and I put the sustain on all the way. And that's like, I have it like that all the time. That's, my pedal is always on. My compressor pedal is always on. And that's like, I like it because as soon as you hit the note, it like goes down, and then as it opens up, it gets squashed. Yeah. Mid, push, or scoop. It depends on the music you're playing. If I'm playing like old school R&B, it's just fat bass, you know? And yeah. Emmanuel, how do you apply the melodic minor scale? Someone asked about this earlier. There's a video on my channel. Look up, search on my channel, melodic minor. There's videos there where I go like really deep into that. I recently understand, and your videos, love the food for thought. Thank you very much, Tron143. That's awesome to hear. Thank you. Yeah, like I said earlier, some people comment on my videos and are like, this is not for beginners, and this is not how bass players think about bass. And I'm just like, says who? When I play on recordings and for other people, yes, I will play for the music and for the song, but in my own life, I just want to learn new stuff all the time. I want to hear new melodies. I want to come up with new stuff all the time. And the more years you spent doing that, the more rare the concepts you work on are. So I understand that my channel is not for everyone, but I never said it was. My channel is not like maybe for beginners. My fundamentals course, yes, that takes you from right in the beginning all the way to very heavy concepts. But I never said my channel is for beginners. So yeah. Where can we hear some of your recording work? I have a Spotify playlist of a bunch of stuff I've played on. I'll paste it in the chat now. There's a Spotify link to a bunch of artists and recordings I've done. Are you in Turkey right now? Yes, I am. I'm in Izmir. Do you know Turkey well? I'm in Izmir on the west coast. How can I study a bass player? I've always heard that every bass is study about Jacko, but I don't know where to start. I think with Jacko, if I was you, I would listen to the song Havana by Weather Report because it's a beautiful song. I think a lot of people, they get told to check out Jacko, and then people will say, "Oh, listen to Teen Town," and Teen Town is like, it's like, what is this music? Whereas Havana, if you listen to Havana, the song by Weather Report, just listen to it while you walk around, not like you're studying bass. No, just listen to the song Havana by Weather Report. It's a beautiful song. Start by just trying to hear how beautiful the music is. Then if you love the music, you can try study it like you would any other music. It's not different. I'm an intermediate player. How can you share smoothly between pentatonic shapes? I say use a nice exercise for going smoothly between pentatonic shapes is this exercise I like to give people. Improvise. Let's say I'm playing G minor pentatonic and all of my, G minor pentatonic positions. A cool exercise is improvise, and whatever finger you ended on, you have to use that finger to slide to another shape. So let's say I play this. And I end here, index finger on the G string. You see, now I'm in this position. Now I improvise in this position. I ended on my ring finger. Now I use my ring finger to slide. Okay, so I start again. I ended on my index and I slide to here. You see, so that's a cool exercise for getting smooth pentatonic fills. Improvise. Whatever finger you end on, you have to use that finger to slide to one of the other pentatonic boxes, and you have to keep the flow going. Like if I go, I'll try go very slowly. Okay, I hope that helps. I've been working on concepts of pentatonics with chord tones for improvising. It's pretty awesome. That's glorious. Nice. Yes, that's beautiful. Yes, you live in Turkey. Oh, nice. That's cool. Fretless tips. Work on your tuning and your tone until your tuning gets, good, because that's the obvious problem with fretless is when you play alone, you think you're in tune. When you play with one other instrument, you realize you are definitely not in tune. So always practice fretless to a drone or with other music, because you just sitting there going, oh man, I sound awesome. You don't know if you're in tune or not, so you need to practice to a drone. Can you play all the notes of a single scale to different chords? Can you play all the notes of a single scale to different chords? I don't understand the question, sorry. Tron, that's so cool. You make it seem so effortless, but I'm trying to catch up. I promise you it's not effortless. It's hard every single day. I never feel like I'm good at bass or that it's easy and effortless. It never feels like that to me. You're looking at it and you're thinking of where you are at, But while I am playing, I'm not like, this is so easy and I'm the man. No, it's not easy. And every day I pick up my bass and I go, oh my God, this is a mission and I suck and this is hard, blah, blah, blah. I'm asking as a complete beginner, how can you play a good walking bass in jazz? Listen to lots of jazz and try sing the bass notes in the walking bass lines that they are playing and find those notes on your bass. And listen to the accents and the note length and the vocabulary, okay? Books can never teach you what you need to when it comes to any music. So you'll see books about walking bass, they say, play chord tones and chromatics, and it's like, okay, that's cool, but I think it's a lot deeper than that. So yeah, try listening to jazz and really listening to the walking bass, and then even learn one bar of a real amazing walking bass, like Ray Brown playing on a blues. Learn what he plays on one bar. Play it exactly like that on your bass. You'll start to pick up the accent, inflection, note length. Don't just like look at a book or try just learn a one whole song really bad. No, just learn. He's going to play something, you know, like. See. Then you try play that in different keys. You try really get that note length and time feel and the skips and what notes are muted. You learn it like you're learning a language. Yeah. Your channel makes people want to learn, reflect on what you're playing. It doesn't just hand everything. It requires concentration and reflection, I think. Yes, that's cool to hear. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to give people new things to think about and specific concepts. I'm not like, let me tell you about my music career and, you know, you got to do this and you got to be on time and, you know, you got to make sure your gear is shiny and you got to make sure that you use this amp. And Dingleberry told me in 1983 that it's all about the shoes. And it's like, okay, and what must I practice? Tell me how is this helping me? So I think what I'm trying to do is be like, here are real concepts to practice every day. I'm not just talking trash about my granny and how she told me I should focus on my dreams. Like, that doesn't help anyone. We've got enough interviews with great bass players talking about where they grew up and, you know, who their dad was. And it's like, cool, but at some point, someone please give me something real to practice. So what I'm trying to do is be like, this is what I think is interesting to practically try on the bass that's going to help you make better bass lines and fills. So I'm happy to hear that, yeah. Best way to develop your ear, sing and see if the notes you're singing match up with the bass. So don't let muscle memory and shapes dictate what you play. Pick like E minor pentatonic, just this position of it. And then try sing with it. And then move from singing what you play to playing what you sing. And do it slow. So tune your voice and your ear to the bass in one simple position. Now swap. Can you see I'm now using my own ear to play the bass? I'm not just going like this. Just playing boxes and shapes that I played a million times. No. You see, I would never play that if I didn't rely on my ear. And you can tune your ear to the shapes and scales and triads and then swap it around where you sing what you play. Can you please suggest a good and versatile clip-on tuner? I use this one. What is this? I use the Polytuner. Who makes this? TC Electronic Polytuner. I like that. It's like solid and feels good, looks good. I really like that TC Electronics Polytuner. That's why I threw it on the ground. because I'm not sponsored. So what can I say? That's deserving. No, I'm joking. But yeah, TC Electronics Polytuner is cool. It's nice and bright on stage as well. The LED is super bright. Okay, woof, wow. This has been beautiful. Let me know if there's any other questions I can help. And also just to say, I'm here helping you, but Tron, thank you so much. Just so you all know, we are all on the same journey. All of us are just trying to get better at bass, and we have days or weeks or months where we feel like we suck. It never goes away, you know. It's never gone away for me. So you just got to accept that some days and weeks and months you're like, I'm the worst bass player of all time. And then some days it feels okay, and that carries on forever. You have to accept that it's a forever thing. What is the meaning behind the root note joke about bass players? It just means that we are like super dumb in terms of harmony. We just only need to know one note in the chord, and that's the root note. We don't have to worry about all the other notes in the chord. We just need to worry about the note that's at the bottom of the chord, because that's our job 90% of the time. So it's a joke, but like they say, truer words are spoken in jest. There's truth to it, because yes, our job is to just, supply the low end. That is our main job as a bass player. I mean, the name of the instrument is the bass. It's not like the guitar is called the treble. Our instrument is actually named after our role, unlike other instruments. Drums are not called rhythm, and piano is not called harmony, but the bass is called bass. So, yeah. Okay. Any other thoughts or questions? It's been very, very glorious hanging out today. Thank you so much to those of you who are getting involved in the chat. The rest of you, I can't see your names, but thank you for being here. Despite that, you're still the bed the rest of the band lays on, as Flea said. Exactly. Ben, what brand is the bass? This bass, it's got the name Kylek over here, but I don't think it's a real Kylek. I think it's a fake one, because I got it for like $150. I think it's a fake rip-off bass. Do you suggest to practice the skills on bass with our own influences, or playing covers helps? I think doing both. In the beginning, maybe it can be cool to learn some other bass lines to understand how your favorite bass players come up with bass parts. But loads of amazing bass players didn't learn loads of covers, or they maybe learned a few and then they just developed their own thing. So everyone is different. How to incorporate harmonics in the song, or when can it be more a highlight? I mean, in other people's music, it's tough to play harmonics and not have people look at you and be like, what are you doing, you know? But I like to kind of like, you can use it in fills just like you would any other note. So it's like, if I'm playing a fill like this, I might do this. You see, I just kind of play the harmonics as if they are notes. I don't always just like play them as these long chords. That does sound beautiful, but you can just like kind of whack them in there. Sometimes I do poos and things in the thing of a Pringles can, so we all have our talents. There you go. Chuck in a poo. We all have our talents. There you go. What can I say? When do you do these lives? See, it's random, unfortunately. Whenever I'm feeling inspired, or whenever people ask me questions that they want me to cover, sometimes I'll be like today, someone commented on a video and said, can you do a video where you talk about harmonizing melodies as bass fills? So I just thought, okay, that's cool. Let me just get in a live stream and answer that question, and then I'll upload it so everyone can hear the answer. And I get to like actually kind of meet the people that are following this YouTube channel. So yeah, unfortunately, it's random. I don't have like a set time. Maybe I should, but I'm like, that's not how my brain works. What's your favorite bass pedal as of the moment? I don't know if you guys know this. I own a pedal company. So I'm going to have to be biased and say that it's our compressor pedal, our envelope filter, and our octave pedal. So yeah. In that case, I've been lucky to catch you live. Pleasant surprise. That's all good. I'm glad you're here. Yeah. Yeah, maybe some people don't know, like the reason that this channel exists on YouTube is I started this channel to showcase our pedals. But people kept asking me about what I was playing in the video. So I would do a video on our octave pedal, and then someone would comment like, what is that thing you just did there? How do you play that fill? Or what are you doing there? And so I thought I kept on answering questions about bass playing rather than our pedals. And I realized it's a lot more valuable to people for me to talk about bass stuff than our pedal stuff. So I moved our pedal stuff to Instagram, and then this became a place where I just answered people's bass questions and helped people with the bass stuff. So I kind of separated them. It's called Celebrity Pedals, and you can find us on Instagram, Celebrity Pedals. Yeah. That's it, exactly. So yeah, this page started as a pedals page for my pedal company, but like I said, I realized that people were getting a lot more use out of me talking about bass stuff. Now I work with a partner who builds the pedals. I just come up with like the design and the name, and I say kind of what I want from a pedal, and then I make all the videos and stuff, and I deal with all the customers. Yeah. I keep putting in effort, but the lack of confidence in me that I can turn pro. I mean, what can you do? You got to just keep playing and keep getting better every day, and try find people on your level or just above you to play with and do gigs. Yeah. And also, it's like, you don't have to be Victor Wooten to play gigs and play with people. You just need to be able to kind of play in time, and you can play with people and make a band and make art. You don't have to be a virtuoso to like get out there. People want to hear real music. They don't want to hear bass players like just shredding for no reason. So it doesn't matter what level you are at. You have a reason to be playing music with other people and have fun. It's meant to be fun. This is not like surgery or being a cancer doctor. No, it's fun. So you need to just play with other people and make stuff. There's no level where you arrive and you say, now I'm awesome and I'm ready to play. It never happens. Do you have a good exercise to practice inversions in different same parts of the neck? I use all your lessons to your major one and don't want inversions based on your major show. It sounds e-porn. It sounds like you're already doing it though. I like, when it comes to inversions, I prefer, instead of these closed position inversions, I speak about spread voicings. So maybe if you've never checked out spread voicings and the inversions of your spread triads and spread arpeggios, try practice those. So instead of 1, 3, 5, 7, you're going to go 1, 5, 7, 3. And then you're going to play those in different inversions. So check out spread arpeggios in inversions. Do you play precision bass? Yes, look. Here you go. I love precision basses. This is a precision bass that I have, and it always has flat round strings on. So when someone wants, or if I'm feeling like more of that old school precision bass thing, then that's what I definitely love precision basses. Thanks for the boost. I really dig your channel. I keep following your videos. Keep it coming. I'm trying, yeah. Yes, I love the pink vibes too. Tron, that's awesome to hear. Yeah, I haven't been posting videos as much because our pedal company got super busy the last month. It just went crazy for some reason. We had a video that went a bit viral. So there's been a lot of orders. So I'm like dealing with customers and I'm at the post office all the time. So when I play my bass, I'm kind of just trying to practice and work on things I want to. So I have less time to make the videos. But when the pedal stuff calms down in the next 2 weeks, hopefully I'll be back to making more videos. But I'm the same as you guys. I also don't feel inspired to like always showcase everything I'm doing and always make videos. Sometimes my energy and inspiration level is enough for just for me to try playing time. I can't even think about like sharing a video and being excited about, you know, backwards arpeggios and 9/8 when I'm just trying to like have enough time to play music I like and play in time. We're all in the same boat. So if you don't see me on YouTube for like a few weeks, sometimes it's because I'm just trying to play in time myself. When I'm on YouTube making videos and sharing concepts, it's because I felt like inspired, like, oh, I learned something new. I think people will think this is cool and interesting. And when I'm not posting on YouTube, it's generally either I don't have enough time or the thought of switching the camera on makes me feel sad. Because I'm just like, I don't even like how I sound today, so I don't want anyone to hear this. So yeah. Maybe like some other people are insanely confident every day all the time, but I definitely go up and down like most people. I can have a month when I'm just like, oh my God, I suck so bad. Strong bowl. When did you first pick up bass? When I was 13. So I'm 40. So 27 years of playing bass. But the first 10 years of playing bass, I just played in like rock bands. Do you like Flea? Yes, of course I like Flea. Flea is the man. He's amazing. I love Californication. I love that album a lot. Jacob, you're sharing information that many can't afford. Yes, thank you. That's part of it. I used to teach at a university for 15 years in London, and they started to charge £15,000 for a year for international students. And I was like, I cannot be involved in this anymore. Music knowledge and music information should not cost £15,000 a year. Tron, you're not alone when you go through that. No, definitely not. It never goes away. Dizzy Gillespie, I don't know if you guys know this quote. I love this quote. Dizzy Gillespie, one of the greatest trumpet players of all time, he said, "Some days I open the trumpet case and I win. Other days I open the trumpet case and the trumpet wins. But ultimately, when I die, the trumpet will win." And I feel like that for sure. Am I self-taught? No, I spent a lot of time teaching myself when I was a teenager, but I was lucky enough to go. I went to college and then I did a degree and then I did a master's and then I did a postgraduate certificate in teaching music. So, and then I taught at a university for 15 years in London. So I cannot say I'm self-taught, but I would say that the biggest concepts and lessons I've learned have come from self-teaching. So it's possible. There's millions of musicians that I'm seeing every day on YouTube and Instagram that make me sound like ass, and they never went and studied music. So most of our favorite musicians are self-taught. So yeah. Okay, let me know if there's any other thoughts or questions or anything you wanted to ask about. Otherwise, hello. I am self-taught, focus mostly on technique. However, on the theory side, I know scales, triads and chords on a chord progression. I have no clue what to play. Wow. You can just play the scale from which the chords come from for your ideas, you know. So if we are in the key of G major and someone plays G major 7 to E minor 7 to C major 7, I can play the roots and then all my fills can just come from the key. So yeah, if you know your major scale, you can play a lot of stuff, or yeah, just play the major scale for all your melodic ideas. Look, I can play everything I played there was just G major scale. So if you know your major scale, you can play a billion things. You don't even need to go deeper than that right now. If that helps you, I hope so. I stumbled on your channel. I started at 53 and started bass up to several videos. We would like to thank you. That's awesome. Where is best to start? I think if you want to get into like really understanding the fundamentals of music on the bass, learn the major scale and pentatonics really deeply. Start with that. So yeah, major scale, as deep as you can learn the major scale across your bass and really understand what's going on. That's where I would say is good to start. You can get the first 4 weeks of my bass fundamentals course for free on, if you go to my YouTube channel, the first 4 weeks of my bass fundamentals course are there, and that's cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks. Oh, I always tried that, but it still sounds like a scale. If it sounds like a scale, it's because you are treating it like you're practicing. But even if you just said to yourself, okay, here's the first chord in a G major chord progression, G major, and I was practicing my G major scale like this. So then when someone plays the chord and I think of what to play, I do this. But spend some time inside that scale creatively making melodic ideas. Don't go up and down. Okay? So now just go different order, different rhythm, different dynamics. Still G major scale, but instead of yeah, you're gonna go or all I'm doing is I'm creating melodic ideas inside that scale now. I'm not playing it up and down. This is what melodies are. You're in a key. What are you going to make that sounds beautiful and melodic using those notes? That's what you have to work on. Practice is not this. This is like the warm-up to practicing. This is like, cool, this is geography. Where is the G major scale on my bass and how does it feel and sound? Like this. But then when it comes to you being a musician, what you're going to do with those notes, that's up to you. Or you learn what your favorite musicians do or play your favorite melodies. Then that's how it starts to sound like music and it's not an exercise anymore. So yeah. Stop playing scales up and down. That's cool for like warming up your fingers, knowing where things are. Once you can do that, you have to be creative. That's what being a musician is. Being a musician is not like AI or calculator, like this equals this. Okay, cool. I finished the major scale. Now I'm going to do triads. Okay, cool. I went like this. Oh, I know triads. Okay, that's finished. It's like, this is not like that. If you're a musician, you create things. So whatever scale, arpeggio, mode, triad you learn, what are you now going to make with that? It's like you're like the G major scale is like a color, or the notes inside it are a color. Now it's your problem what you're going to do with it. You didn't learn anything if you just know the scale up and down. You have to now make stuff with that. That's what makes you a musician. Otherwise, yeah, you can get AI or ChatGPT to write the notes out in the G major scale, make a tab of the G major scale. It's like, that's not music though. So yeah. Do you believe it's possible to become a professional bass player as a self-taught player at 50? Does professional mean like make a living from playing bass to you? Because again, I don't know what town you're in. I don't know what city you're in. I don't know if you want to move cities to be able to do this. I don't know. There's like, that's such a like a deep, heavy question. It depends what professional means to you. Yeah. If you live in a town where there's covers bands, and you could join a cover band and they play gigs for money, that's being a professional because you're getting paid to play your bass. And you don't need to be like some insane virtuoso to be able to do that. But it depends on where you live. This is the thing that a lot of people don't realize, like, where you live has a giant impact on being able to make a living as a musician. Because I'm from South Africa. In South Africa, there's 1 billion bass players that will like smoke anyone living in London. They can play in time, amazing tone, amazing ideas, but they don't live in London and they can't afford to move to London and they can't get a passport to go to London. And so there's not enough money around in whatever town they live in for people to afford live music all the time. So for them to become a professional musician is 1,000,000 times harder than someone who's born in London. And that's unfortunately the way it is. But I would say social media is a great way to show people from other countries how you play. So yeah. I'm a new bass player, struggle moving my whole hand rather than let the fingers move. Any exercises for learning to move the fingers, not the whole hand within 3 frets? I mean, 3 note per string scales is really good. This kind of stuff. Check out 3 note per string scales. Yeah. That's going to help you open up your hand and use all your fingers in one position. I would say yes to that one, however, it means that you need a cache backup and time to start from scratch. And a struggle period which no gains. A struggle period where there's no gains. Yes, it feels sometimes when you're practicing for years that you stay the same for a long time. That's normal. It's tough, but what I would say is try and learn new melodies that maybe are not common on bass. Try learn from other instruments. Try learn from singers. If you're getting stuck always playing bass stuff, the same patterns and exercises, try learn from a different instrument. Try learn singers' runs, you know? You know what I mean? Try play like a singer. Learn a real like melodic run from a singer. Pretend you're a guitarist. These kind of things will change how you play. And then maybe you'll feel like you progressed in a different direction, which is awesome. And all that stuff can be brought into your bass playing. Yeah. Do you recommend some Mandel method? That's the Mandel method is for double bass. That's going to teach you the fingers to use for playing double bass. So for electric bass, no, I don't recommend the Mandel method. That is for double bass. So yeah. If you want to play double bass, the Samandal method is good, for sure. Okay, woof, I've been here a lot longer than I thought it was because you guys have been asking beautiful questions. It's been very, very glorious. Let's say, please, 5 minutes left because I need to go to the post office and post those sweet, sweet pedals. But, okay, any last questions or thoughts? Thank you so much for joining me here. You made this enjoyable. I was going to come on and do like 5 minutes of harmonizing a melody, but we've been going for an hour and 15 minutes. My God. Wow, we were. Cool. Any last thoughts or questions? Please let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to upload this to my channel because there was a lot of good stuff here, especially in the beginning. I did answer a bunch of questions and I spoke a lot about harmonizing a melody, which was why I came on. Would you suggest flats or taped for new bass players? It depends on sound. If you like old school R&B, Motown tone, then you should get flat wounds. It's a tone and sound question. No matter what you play, your fingers will get shot if you're a beginner. Doesn't matter if it's flat wounds or round wounds. But yeah, it's your choice. But flat wounds just sound really cool for old school stuff. That was a cool session. Thanks. Thank you for joining me. Yeah. Very nice to chat to you all. I'll upload this to my channel. And have a glorious day or night. And I'm sure I will see you soon. If you ever want to ask me any questions about anything, put it in the comments on my videos. Message me on Instagram. I'm there, Celebrity Pedals on Instagram. You can message me anytime on there. Otherwise, good luck with everything you're doing in your lives. And we're all going through the same stuff. It's all up and down for everyone. Trust me. Okay. Thank you so much.